Salam, hello and welcome. Guys, I actually have received a couple of requests asking to explain about the Trail Tech Blazer, which I installed on my Yamaha Banshee. I have to say by far this is one of the best additions I ever made to this bike. Let me turn it on. Turn on the electrical master switch and it comes alive. Alright guys, it's a complete dashboard, so you can see engine temperature, engine RPM, ambient air temperature, the ride time, accumulated ride time, and you can see the highest figures at the last zone here. So this is actually the total hours. It goes away after a while. This is the total hours. So I've ran the engine 126 hours since I installed this. If you have a constant power supply, it will show you also the highest temperature that you have reached. It comes with an option to install a battery, and I ran it on a battery in the beginning for a while, but then I stopped doing that because I had to change the battery a lot. And every time I had to change the battery, I had to take it from the mount, open it up, take out the old battery and install a new one. And also it comes with the option to directly connect it to your electrical circuits on the bike. And since I'm running a DC system on the bike and I have a battery, this was the most convenient option for me. It's not only the screen, which comes with LCD light screen as you can see, but it comes with 3 sensors as well. So there is a temperature sensor for the coolant, a speed sensor, and an RPM sensor. And I'll go through these quickly. The RPM sensor is actually just a wire. It's this red wire here. All you have to do is just take this wire and spiral it around the spark plug wire. So every time the ignition sends a spark to the spark plugs, this wire sends it and feels the electrical current and sends the signal to the Trail Tech Blazer, and it comes to know what's your RPM at the current second. And the second sensor is the engine temperature sensor. It's actually coolant temperature sensor. It's a part where you cut your radiator hose and install it, and then connect the hose on both ends, which is exactly this part. With a cable going out to the Trail Tech Blazer, so it can actually sense what's the temperature of the coolant. I've chosen to install this on the return hose. The return hose is where the coolant goes out from the engine to the radiator. So this is the actual coolant temperature after it leaves the engine, and it's at its hottest peak. Actually, this is going to be useless if I install it on the engine supply, which is the line going from the radiator to the engine, because then your coolant have cooled down and you will not get an accurate reading. The speed sensor, it can be installed on either wheels. And it's typically this sensor with a cable going to the Trail Tech Blazer, and it comes with a screw magnet. The brake disc actually is mounted to the hub with 4 screws. Now you can see the housing of these screws. Comes with a kit, one particular screw which is a magnet, and it's this one. So as it comes around the sensor feels the magnet and it sends a signal to the Trail Tech Blazer, and actually it calculates your current speed based on how many times this rotates per second. But in order to do that, you have to enter your correct tire size. Now this actually comes with a manual, this user manual. It shows you step by step what you should do, how to install the sensors, how to enter your tire size, and how to go through the different options that this amazing computer have. It was a great deal for money. I bought this, if I recall correctly, maybe I paid around $110 for it. This have been installed on my bike for the past 5 years, and I had 0 issues with it. Always works as expected, gives you useful information, especially when it comes to the engine temperature. If it gets overheated, I know when I should stop and cool down the engine. This is an amazing product, and I highly recommend to install this. Most of the dirt bikes or quad bikes, they don't come with a dashboard that gives you some information. And if you are riding in the middle of the desert, it's very important to be aware of your bike's condition. Also, it's amazing to see how long have you been riding and so on and so forth. So I hope guys that you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on how to install it, post it down in the comment parts. I'll do my best to help you with that. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, be safe, and do it yourself.